retard.
So, good evening. How are you all doing? Hey, JSnap, nice to see you. How are you doing? Lee, hello. MCK, hello to you as well. Luke, hello. Yoda, Danny, hey. Voyager, nice to see you. Moin moin. And Flying on Rails, hello to you. Well, welcome. Welcome to actually rainy Phoenix. What's this? Why is it raining? Not been here for ages, and suddenly it starts raining. Crazy. I just need to check something here real quickly, just to make sure I have joystick. So I need to have PilotEdge. PilotEdge COM1 push to talk. Right. Cool. What else? What else? NW Aviate, hello. Right. Yeah, so Phoenix, I mean, what can we say? I am surprised. This is, how often does it rain in Phoenix? I definitely picked a bad day. Hey, Mark. How are you doing? Hello, hello. Right, yeah, well, I mean, okay. That's just the way it is, I guess. Oh, yeah, and a little bit different camera angle regarding the flight stick. Hang on, let me just adjust that. So, let's see. Mind the cables on the background. All right. Yeah, we'll do a little bit different camera angle today. Good. One more thing to do. Hold on. Yeah, hang on. Let me just change that in a minute to MCK. There we go. So that's all fine. That's done. Yeah, I just want to dial down the sim sounds just a tad. Right. Yeah, let me know if the sim sounds are getting too quiet, then I can change that again. Good. So let's get going. So charts. Phoenix to Spokane. So interesting flight. I'm going to do this on PilotEdge, obviously, and we're using the A321 Neo. Lovely aircraft, I can tell you that. Now, even though I have a video, even though it's not A321 Neo, it is a Neo. I'll show you that later on. Doing cruise flight. Flight from Frankfurt to Oslo. But that's for later. A cliffhanger. Hey, MWO, how you doing? Right. MCK, I did answer you on Twitch, sorry, not Twitch, on Discord regarding shared flights. So let me know tomorrow. So tomorrow it would have to be somewhere around noontime because I have to go to my daughter's in the afternoon, late afternoon. So there we go. One more last thing to do here. Yeah, so I have to refresh it myself. Lila Pilot, hello to you. How are you doing? What's the difference between derated thrust and flex? Yeah, so derated thrust is a fixed derate, either by 10% or by 20%. So that's not a flexible power setting, if you like. So you have, you know, we used to have in the 747, for example, tables for DTO 10 or DTO 20. So that's a derated thrust. while a flexible thrust setting is obviously something you do calculate in your performance calculator, and that obviously gives you in degrees Celsius increments your flexible power settings. So two different things. Right, cool. Oh, lovely. I do have the BSS sound pack installed. We'll see. I found it on my hard drive. So, oh yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? What's with the strange QNH settings? Had that? Is that PilotEdge related or something? That is really weird. Right, I'm going to put this to interest Mercury anyways. That Simbri fetch meter. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Sam. Okay. Right, we've got Phoenix. Currently 260, 20 gust, 26, 4 miles, rain, mist, few 1200, broken 2100, overcast 3000, 7 degrees. Lol. That is bad weather. 2993 on the altimeter. Blimey. $2,993 is set 3 times. Christ. All right. So elevation regarding Phoenix. Let me just check that. So we are. Where are we? We are here. This terminal. Terminal 3. And the airport elevation is 1135. Hey, Danny. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Danny, right? Like, why? What have I done? So, yeah, the altimeters look good. So that means the weather injection is working, which is fantastic. What I want to do, though, is that viewpoint. I think just a little bit higher. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Maybe just a little bit forward. We'll try it this way. Cool. Nice. Right, 321 Neo. I have prepared something for those that are interested regarding Neo stuff. One thing we're going to cross is the dual cooling. Right, Pratt & Whitney dual cooling envelope. So there is actually an envelope for the dual cooling system. Dual cooling, in case you do not know, is the weird thing on the Neos that expedites the hang on, that viewpoint is wrong. Hold on. That expedites engine start. What's with this? 2? No, that should be. Hang on, that should be 2. That's fine. Just want to check something. Throttle. That should be. No, hang on. That's 3 then. 2 is overhead. Okay. So that should be 3. Overhead 2. Then we've got pedestal should be 5. And MCDUs should be 4. There we go. Now that's better. And I have some lovely viewpoints set for the flight. Fantastic. I am happy. Piece of paper. Well, are they closing doors? Why are they closing doors already? Well, yeah, I mean, dual cooling definitely coming in, right? So, yeah. So assuming that we have temperatures not below -20, pressure altitude not above 2,000 feet, So we have a range between -20 oil temperature, that is. No, sorry, outside temperature, and the oil temperature has to be above 15 degrees Celsius. Let's check that. Right. So we don't. The thing is this. So the FADEC have powered down, and one way to power them on would be to go here and power them on over a panel. Then we can actually get the infos regarding oil temperature. Now, it shows 9 degrees because outer temperature is obviously 7 or 8 degrees. So yeah, you would expect that. So theoretically, we would not have dual cooling available. So when we select the dual cooling push button on the overhead panel, we should actually get a fault message saying dual cooling. But we'll see. Hey B, how you doing? Nice to see you. Right, so in it, we're going from Phoenix. Oh man, oh, we've got lots of stuff to talk about, right? Man, the hype is really increasing now regarding PMG 737. Boy, oh boy, Randazzo is really pushing it on the forums. Interesting to read about the flight model. So yeah, exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. So we're going to, I have to be careful. So that's Spokane. There we go. That's the routing insert. Alternate is going to be Seattle. Actually, let me go here. And we're going to go to charts. So there we go. So Seattle is our alternate airport. And the flight number is JetBlue 3825. Oops, 25. Cost NX. What was planned? 22. Alright, we'll take it. Yeah, the AirAct release tomorrow. Yeah. I'm gonna get an email. I'll probably forget anyways, but yeah. Okay, so before noontime, MCK works as well. Yeah. But not too early. I'm a bit grumpy early mornings. You know that. So if you want to have a grumpy black box, we can start at 8 UTC. If you want to have a better mood black box, let's say 9 o'clock UTC. Then I have 2 coffees already, so that's better. Is it really Spokane? Are you kidding me? Gary, are you pulling my leg? Is it really Spokane? Oh boy. Right, 340 is hey Bukistos. Oh, MCK, for me it is. For me it is. Definitely. It's just a warning, that's all, you know. Just don't blame me. If I'm in a bad mood, you know why. Go with -45. Spokane. Okay. Ugh. This is going to go so wrong. Right, we've got 7 degrees in Phoenix. Christ, it's almost snowing in Phoenix. I'm shocked. Oh, look at the chopper pause. What is going on today? 22,000 feet. Is that like a huge depression over Arizona? Blimey, what is... Hang on. I did not book this. I did not book this at all. I ordered sunshine. Yeah, MCK, that's a deal. What on earth? Blimey. So there's Phoenix. Look at it. So that's a trouble pause layer. Well, I mean, Tota, I'm talking from my experience in Europe. And 22,000 feet trouble pause, that does not happen often. That does definitely not happen often. Connected to a low pressure area, obviously. Let's see, do we have any weather charts here? Wow. Now, I'm not sure. In the real world, if I saw that kind of jet stream info, flight level 290, 100 knots, 110, 115, 115 knots over Rocky Mountains, I would say that's going to spell trouble with a capital T. That's going to give you turbulence.
Autopilot.
Hey, B.
Autopilot.
Thank you for the 200 rubles. Thank you for that. Of course, I always say Spokane just to screw up. I know, right? I mean, I'm tempted. Thank you so much, B, for your support. Right, so 230 is the lowest point here, and we're flying right by it. Crikey. Okay, so that would definitely cause turbulence today. I would be very surprised if it hadn't turbulence. Wind, well, we're going the wrong way. We've got lots of headwind. That's level 300, and we're going up, what is it, 340? Yeah, that's our level. About 50, 60 knots headwind. Well, Spokane. So Spokane is currently a little bit easterly winds, 10 miles, minus 11. Nice, lovely, cold weather there. And a forecast later this evening, a little bit, well, nah, still good. Nothing to write home about. And tomorrow they're going to expect some snowfall, but not today. GG's. Right, map-wise, we're going via Flagstaff. So Grand Canyon, I don't think we're going to see much today, I think, but we'll see. Twin Falls, Boise, and then we're going to be coming from the, well, at least I filed that, Makli Mapapa, and then for the arrival, the Hili 2 arrival. And then I think maybe we're going to try the RMP approach. Zulu 2-1. We shall see. We'll see what we can get. Well, I hope not, Danny. I hope not. I am worried though. Not lying. Right. Cool. So we've done that. Let's continue the preparations. So, init A page, happy with that. Zero fuel would expected. 72.6, quite a heavy aircraft. And the CG, let's have a look. So let's go with 2 pounds. Go away. Hold on. Right. So zero fuel weight, 72.6. Let's take a little bit less freight here. There we go. Burbank's using the circling 3-3. Nice. Hey, Luca, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, Solid Wings. No, no. That would go horribly, horribly wrong. If I start using pounds instead of kilograms, we're going to run out of fuel for sure. Right, so apply those. And for the fuel, let's have a quick look down here. 10.2, 10.3, yeah, let's go 10.3. So 10.3 is inserted. 10.3 is good. All right. Block fuel 10.3 set. Yeah, that is a high zero fuel weight. Max is well, landing weight is 79.2. That's interesting. See, I do not know these values off by heart. Let me check the weight limitations. Weights. Weight limitation. A321 Neo. Max zero fuel. Max zero fuel. How can you make a table this complicated? 75.6. Yeah, so 75.6 A321 Neo max zero fuel weight. You can ask me in 5 minutes and I will have forgotten that value. 75.6. Good God, that is a lot. So 2.1 is the alternate fuel. And so we have about half an hour extra. Yep, that adds up. Okay, cool. Monsieur Solewings asking a question and news about yeah. So at the moment, I talked to my company regarding expected course times, and they said at the moment it's a bit chaotic. They still have a lot of applicants that are transferring ahead of me. So at the moment, I don't know. No definite time just yet, so I have to be patient. They told me though it's very, very volatile. So patience is the key, which is horrible for me, but that's just the way it is. ATIS 27575. Oh, let me try something here. Just want to see if I can get my radio panel working with Toliss. Probably not. Explain Toliss. Right, because I think that has to be done before I start Toliss. So it's not. Oh, hang on. Yeah, but that's not. No. Yeah, I remember that's the annoying thing. You need to do that before you start X. All right, doesn't matter. So 27. Hang on, did I deactivated the zooming? Disable. Save. There we go. 27:57.
Runway 25 left and runway 26 approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use. VFR departures contact clearance delivery. Advise on heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instruction. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Yankee.
Yankee Doodle. Yankee.
Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. ATIS information, Yankee. 1751 Zulu. Wind 250 at 20. Gust 26. Visibility 4. Rain, mist. Few clouds at 1,200. Ceiling 2,100 broken. 3,200 overcast. Temperature 7. Dew point 5. Altimeter 29 or 9 or 3. Arriving runways 25 left, 26. Departing runways 25 right, 26. ILS runway 25 left and runway 26 approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use. VFR departures contact clearance delivery. Advise on heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Yankee.
How do I get out of this menu? That doesn't make sense.
Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. ATIS information, Yankee. 1751 Zulu. Wind.
Right, so we're going to expect departing 25 right and 26 now, since we are situated. Whiskey on board, exactly. So since we are situated on the northern side. Yeah, we're going to go and actually 26, so 25 right. Departing. Well, we can request 26. They do use it, so we'll request it. So departure 26. And so we have filed the. We are expecting at least the Quacky 1. Lol. Quacky 1. Or is it Quakey 1? I guess it's Quakey 1. Quacky. Right, and we're going by Golf Charlie November transition. There we go. Right, I don't know, this cracks me up. These names, Quacky. Oh, was it 75.6? MCK? What did I say? 75.6, I think, right? Well, thanks for the test. Is it really? Lol. Right, so actually, I'm gonna land easterly in Spokane. I'm gonna meme you guys now. I'm gonna say Spokane. I'm gonna really stress that Spokane. Right, we're gonna go. Well, what riders do we have? Search Spokane. Spokane approaches. So we got the 03s. That's the ILS. I guess that will be radar vectored. And we have RMPs. Do we have a short RMP? Oh yeah. So that's going to be the Zulu runway 3. Although, let me just check something. Oh no, they're still departing, arriving 2-1. Even though we've got a little bit easterly winds. They're still saying they're departing and arriving 2-1. Okay. So disregard then. Then we're going to select the Zulu 2-1. Yeah, I do want to try that. That just looks like a really interesting approach. Zulu 2-1. Yeah. And we're expecting the Hilly 2 via Mike Lima Papa. Well, actually, hang on. Disregard. Via Ropes. And Mike Lima Papa. Insert. So that is now all in. That looks like a charm to me. Look at that, Hilly. Oh, that will be perfect. If we get that clearance, that will be a great approach. Good. Done that. Flight plan Ratnav. So for departure. Lol. Do I really have to set don't zoom on every viewpoint? No, disable zoom. That is weird. So for our departure, let's go back. Departure, and we're expecting the Quakey. I'm going to be surprised to see, or I wonder what the controller says. How he's going to pronounce it. Good. So the Quakey, whatever 126 says top altitude 8,000. So unless we get cleared something else, 8,000 is our top altitude. That's fine. Okay, so 26. It will be climb heading 258 to 1635, then direct Vivla, then track 260 Hirvu, track 349 Zidok. So here Zidok at about 5,000. Yeah, and max 230 knots. That'll be interesting. Oh, look at that. Theoretically, hey Bolt, I the last time I tried the Flight Factor A350, I was not really impressed. So I don't know. To me, that the level of simulation on that is just not really my kind of thing. Sorry to say, but yeah, it doesn't mean that you won't enjoy it. It's just for me, yeah, how come I don't have airport infos for Phoenix? Seriously. I don't have infos for Phoenix. Okay. Well, we're going to go with NADP2 then. So we're going to put 22... Yeah, seriously. And we're going to put 27 as our engine out acceleration. That's fine. Good. So that's the departure routing. Let's do the performance. Actually, RATNAV was an art of departure. Now we're going to leave that as is. Performance plugins. So I'm going to take 1+F active. 2.6 packs on takeoff is fine with me. So 54 on the flex. Trim and flap settings are 1 and down 0. Alright, so 1 down 0. That is fine. And the speeds 158, 158, 160. Cool. Secondary, copy active. We'll do return plan. We'll do Phoenix. And we'll do 2.5 left in our case. No start, no via. Insert. Right, that's the return plan and engine out procedure. We're just going to do Phoenix 2.6. Radial. .258. 25 miles. Right. That's all I'm going to do. That's fine. Good. Let's quickly get the clearance. 18.1. Doing testing. Okay, nice. Yeah, Lilo Pilot. Let me know how they work. Questions before we get the clearance. Questions were as follows. Danny, I don't know if you want to talk about this. What's happening in the moment regarding threats, etc. In the east. I don't want to get political also, but maybe interesting to talk about how aviation is involved over there. Well, I mean, we've seen that a lot of airlines have stopped flying over the Ukraine and also have actually cancelled their flights to Kiev. I mean, that's all I'm going to say about
GPS 147, contact Los Angeles Center 133.2.
Hey, Marcus. Luca, doing good. I think you overlooked my private message on Discord. Really, Luca? I'm sorry. Oh, dear.
Okay, thanks.
That's normally not what I want to do, Luca. I do apologize. Let me see if I can find it real quickly. My apologies. There he is. Oh, yeah, I did. Sorry. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so... I know. So these preparations with these companies, they can be expensive, like you wrote. The question is, of course, does it help? Well, yeah. It does, but the thing is this. So I'm pretty sure when you start your assessment, they will ask you if you have done any preparations in form of these seminars, and you would have to truthfully answer because they will find out. So from your results, they would notice if you have prepared. And then, of course, the evaluation will be different. So personally, this is just my opinion, it's all about psychology behind that. So if you feel like would feel a lot more relaxed if you prepared that way, compared to going in completely unprepared, then yeah,
November 10
again,
Charlie, radar contact lost.
that's you know, your call. Yeah, me too. I'm a peace-loving human being, and anything that points towards war is just very sad. Yeah.
10 Charlie, hear you
No
loud and
doubt.
clear.
But that's all we're going to be. But we're a flight sim channel, so we're not going to dive into that.
Double try resetting your transponder.
Right. So JetBlue 3825. Good God, who made that call sign? Oh, I did. Yeah, you're right. Phoenix clearance, good afternoon. JetBlue 3825 requesting clearance Spokane, please.
Wow, JetBlue 3825, Phoenix clearance. Morning, clear to Spokane Airport. Quakey 1 departure, Grand Canyon transition on is filed. Climb via SID. And squawk 6201.
JetBlue 3035 cleared to Spokane via the Quakey 1 departure, then via the Grand Canyon transition. As filed, climb via the SID and a squawk 6201.
JetBlue 3825, read back correct.
Right.
10 Charlie, radar contact 21 miles west of Kalispell, verify altitude.
Right, so
Perfect, thanks.
regarding pushback, we'll have a look in a minute if we are clear of the major taxiway there. I think we are. So we are cleared via the Quakey 1 with the transition over Grand Canyon. So that's all correctly inserted. Climb via the SID. That means we're going to have top altitude 8,000 feet. So no changes there either. And the frequency later on, departure is going to be 19.2. So he didn't give me a different frequency. So I'm going to pre-dial that on this side so that I can quickly recall it. Two.
November 10 Charlie, checking, standby.
So those always wondering what I'm using as add-ons, today I've actually switched away from
10 Charlie, affirmative, enable proceed direct to Charles and join Victor.
you can't really see it. Well, clouds. I've turned off the enhanced skyscapes. I'm back on the normal clouds with the Lua script and also using what's it called? X Vision. Is it X Vision? I think so. Right, cool. A321 Neo, no technical issues, and fuel 10.3, half an hour extra for Spokane. We've got a takeoff weight of 82.7, performance 2.6 full length. We've got flaps 1, flex 54, and the speed's 158, 160. John Smith, yeah, thank you. Then we've got the transition 18,000 NDP2 engine out to 2,700. Check the departure routing as confirmed by the clearance up 8,000 feet. Engine failure after V1 straight out. We'll follow the blue dashed line. Acceleration 2,700 feet. Clean up, and once the engine is secured, we'll get radar vectors in about 4,000 feet altitude. Return to 25 left here in Phoenix. RTO not critical, although it's a high weight takeoff. Hot brakes incoming, obviously. So we'd get fire brigade definitely on RTO. And but until V1 abort for thrust loss, aircraft not controllable, ATC call, and all the cautions warnings coming through the inhibition phase. Rightio. Brakes are, hang on, brakes are set. So let's get rid of the chocks and external power. Before start checklist, cockpit prep completed, signs are on, and auto fuel quantity 10,280 kilograms. And altimeters 3093 at 11:30. Check, check, check.
Q3 Mike Zulu radar contact.
Down to line. Below the line, windows, doors closed. Closed, closed. Oh, hang on, that reminds me to do this. No. Off. Thank you. Lol. Is it? I've broken it now, I think. Oh no. Maybe with engine start. Oh no. Right, we'll see. Then we've got the beacon on, thrust levers, idle, park brake is on. Before start checklist completed. Cool. Right. Yeah, we can stay in the yard. So here, yeah, here's the movement line. So we can definitely stay in the yard. So what we'll do, we're going to push ourselves back and then have ourselves pulled forward as well. So it's going to be a bit longer push-pull, if you like.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Look from normal view. Yeah, I can close the guards, but yeah, I can't turn them off though. That's a bit weird. I guess with engine start, it'll go off. Right. Where are we? Better push back. Stop.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Hey, Motosuba, nice to see you. How are you doing? And Luca, one more thing. I never did any preparations regarding, seminars for those entry tests. But I have to admit, I was fairly confident anyways, because prior to going to the airline entry tests, I actually already went through the Air Force tests, and I actually got offered a job as a fighter pilot.
Ready to connect.
So, I was fairly relaxed because I had a plan B, theoretically, go and become an Air Force pilot. Do you usually use dual cooling? Yes, so outer marker, whenever we can, we use dual cooling. Now that's how pros do it.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Roger. Released. Ready for push.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Do you have a favorite new feature in the Neo in real life apart from engines? Yeah, soft go around mode is fine. The auto TCAS. Well, we have a lot of aircraft now with auto TCAS already upgraded as well. So. Yeah, but what I personally really love about the 321 Neo is it feels like a big jet. It feels heavy. I love the sounds. So definitely. Right, engine start. 2 starts. And let's go in the outside view here. Oh, disregard. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Disregard. We're gonna abort that. My bad. Disregard. Yeah, completely forgot. We do want to do dual cooling, right? Right. So what we do normally is when we say engine start, what we do is we go ignition start, and then we wait until the flightsimulators power up and until both cooling messages are displayed, and then we go dual cooling on, wait another couple of seconds, make sure that's actually armed, no error messages or master cautions, and then we go to start. And there we go. Now both of these start valves open, so you have a rotation of N2 between 8 to 10%. So now you have a tandem cooling. And then once that time elapses on both sides, then the start valves close again. Oh, sorry, the left start valve closes and the right one stays open, and then the number 2 engine will spool up. There we go. So 3, 2, 1. That is closing, and this is now spooling up. This is spooling down again. Yeah, MCK, depending on, you know, the transit time, it can be like up to 2 minutes almost. No, I don't think so, Max. I've never flown Leaps, but as far as I've heard, no. Right, so now start valve closed, engine 1 start, and this one will now start up a lot quicker. Sometimes it still does in a couple seconds of cooling. There we go. So that's why you have dual cooling, right? Otherwise you would have to have, like, let's say sometimes a minute 30 cooling right hand side, and then another minute 30 on the left hand side, and the engines start up slower anyways. The Neo engines do take their time.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So they have like a dry motoring, what, for 30 seconds, like the IAE or something? What fighter jet did you get off of? Well, Solid Wings, it wasn't... well, we only had Phantoms and Tornadoes back then when I applied. The Eurofighter was in development, but not quite finished, so...
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Full up. And look at that. Full down. Lol. I adjusted my flight stick. Full left. Well, not quite. Full left, full right. Oh, there we go. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. After such like this anti-ice. Actually, you know what? It's raining. It's only 7 degrees. So below 10 degrees. Engine anti-ice on. Yeah, 7 degrees. And ecom status checked. Trim at what was it? 27.7% set and 0 after such check is completed. So let's have a look. Ground is 1975 for the northern side. And we have information. Information is Alpha altimeter 2992 standard. I would not think so, Toto. I didn't really check, but we can check it later, but I would doubt it. So I would not see an increase or decrease in, oh, let me check that. In fuel flow, so bleed demand, yeah, I would have been very surprised if you actually saw something like that. Phoenix Ground, good afternoon, JetBlue 3825, information Alpha requesting taxi.
JetBlue 3825, Phoenix Ground, runway 26, taxi via Charlie, Romeo.
Hi, Charlie at Romeo. Just checking. Charlie Romeo 26 confirmed for JetBlue 3825.
JetBlue 3825, affirmative. Charlie and Romeo, they'll join you right up at Bravo 13.
Okay, that's copied. JetBlue 3825. Yeah, the reason why I'm kind of looking is I don't see Romeo, but I would assume there. Okay, right at the end. There we go. And that's why I didn't see that Romeo. I was like, Charlie, Sierra, Tango, where's Romeo? But yeah, now it's clear. So first one to the right. Cool. So clear left side, clear right side. Let's go. So Charlie will be straight on the left. Sorry, straight on the right. I'm not wearing my gloves where it says left and right on them. So I always get confused. Right, brake check. Brakes are working. What is technical necessary for the cooling period? Vulkistos, the Neo engines, the way they are designed, is such that the inner shaft has a tendency to bow when the engine cools down. So the temperature distribution through the shaft changes when it's cooling down. So the inner part cools down, I would guess, slower than the outer part. And then you have, since it's metal, you have forces that tend to bow the shaft. So in order to have it straightened out again before you rev up the RPM, you motor the engine so you have a cooling airflow through it, and also the centrifugal forces will then start to straighten out that shaft again until you have the light up, so it's straighten out far enough that you can do light up and have the RPM increase to normal idle power. Why are you flying to Toliss so much lately? Well, terrain ahead. I do enjoy X-Plane a lot at the moment. It just seems for me at the moment just the most stable platform. Now that I've spoken it out, I'm going to get memed. I'm going to get crash the desktop for sure. But yeah, so that for one. And the second thing is that we have a shared flight app that's in development, and it works really well with the Toliss. And so I'm planning to do a shared flight in the 321 in the not too distant future. I just want to check out if the 321 Neo is working fine. I have not flown for ages.
November 1 Sierra Charlie, cross Charles at 13,000, then clear Darnav Yankee, runway 12 approach.
So Charlie 11, and then after that we've got Romeo. And Bravo 13, full length 26. Hey, oh la la, there we go. ¿Cómo estás? No, so I mean I wouldn't say it's on par with FS Labs, but it's enjoyable. So, you know, I don't. It's stable. It does pretty much what it's supposed to do. But no, I wouldn't say it's on par. No. Well, today the thing is that I thought about using the FS Labs today. However, I really fancied going to the US, you know, fly on PilotEdge, because I do enjoy that tremendously. And it's just that P3D in the US, either you have very kind of bleak scenery that's just not really appealing to the viewers, or you have really bad performance. So that's why I kind of went with X-Plane today. So the thing is this: so when I'm relaxed, when I'm enjoying the add-ons, you know, it will transform to the stream as well, obviously. Right, tower 26 is going to be 18.7. So 18.7, and we're going to pre-select departure 19.2. E4, take a checklist. Flight controls checked. Flap setting 1 + F. Takeoff speed, flex temperature. We've got 158, 158, 160, and flex 54. ECA memo, takeoff no blue. That's down to the line. Leave the engine anti-ice running. Well, that should have been auto anyways. That should be off. Right, so that is running. That is that going auto. Let's just check the settings here. We'll go to above on the TCAS. TCAS RA is on already for the. Good. So below the line, takeoff runway 26. Full length packs are on engines before takeoff checklist completed. Phoenix Tower, good afternoon. JetBlue 3825, holding short 26, ready for departure.
JetBlue 3825, Phoenix Tower, runway 26, cleared for takeoff, wind 280 at 18.
Runway 26, cleared takeoff, JetBlue 3825. John, I'm not quite sure what to make of your comments here. Are you trolling, or what are you trying to tell us? Oh yeah, definitely. I'm going to get DCS Eurofighter for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go. Takeoff. Manflex 54, SAS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. knots. V1, rotate. Pause the climb. Gear up. Enough.
JetBlue 3825, contact Phoenix departure, yeah.
Well, contact Phoenix departure, thanks, JetBlue 3825.
So what's Sierra Charlie, contact Spokane approach, 124.9er.
Thrust climb, out blue, 8,000. Autopilot 1. Phoenix departure, good afternoon. JetBlue 3025, passing 3000, climbing by the Quaker 1.
JetBlue 3825, Phoenix departure, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Climb and maintain flight level 210, JetBlue 3825. 1000. Wow, it's accelerating
10 Charlie, affirmative Spokane, 124.
really slowly. Now, since we have a max speed, so this is the thing, guys. So
Spokane approach, Aero 10 Charlie,
11,500
on the RNAV Yankee runway 12, Missoula.
For 10 Charlie, Spokane approach, roger, altimeter 3030.
3030, and we have Missoula information X-ray.
Lovely, thanks.
Caesar, all right, cool. So he said climb flight level 210. So if there were any altitude restrictions, those would be waived. However, the speed restrictions always apply unless ATC clearly tells you that you can increase your speed. Okay, Max, glad you enjoyed it. My dad flew the F104, and later than the Tornado. Look at that weather, yuck. Wow, it's so smooth. Blah. Can't believe we're in Phoenix.
Denver clearance delivery, Skyline 7390 Charlie. Can I pick up my flight clearance to Kit Carson?
Number 7300 Sierra Charlie with Denver Center on request. Stand by. Are you planning an ODP?
Roger that. 7390 Charlie.
Thank you, Arthur Beaker, for the shout out.
Do you plan on flying the ODP?
Yeah, so Moto Silva and also Sim Caesar, if you don't know those gentlemen, make sure to check out their streams on Twitch.
I didn't see an obstacle an obstacle clearance on the actual departure. Is there one? I just have takeoff minimum 7390 Charlie.
I'll just get those off. Oh. Right, so flaps are still, or the slats are still out. Just waiting for that restriction to go by. And then we'll go.
Yeah, I see departure procedure there for Yapa Valley.
There we go.
Runway 28 departure procedures.
Now we can go for 250 until passing 10,000. Flap 0, speed is checked.
Roger that. I didn't realize that was an ODP, but yeah.
Flap 0.
I'm trying to apply that 7390 Charlie.
Sierra Charlie, you did my file and ending point on Victor 8. I've got Kremlin, Victor 8, and then nothing. What is your intention?
Roger, I thought, let me actually take a look real fast and see if, make a correction. I can refile 7390 Charlie.
Very good, I'll wait for it.
Yeah, it is out of marker, yeah. I found it on my hard drive today. And I thought, might as well try it. Right, 10,000 feet. Right, for now it's smooth, so start the service. RATNAV, nothing in there. Secondary flight plan, copy active. And the fixed info clear. There we go. And ground spoilers disarm. Yeah, words. Yeah, I read. Yeah, so that's hopefully means obviously some high quality simulation there. Wow. So the BSS sound obviously is a bit tricky because you have to turn off the X-plane sounds in order for the BSS sound to be used. Hey Gator, how you doing? Right, now the wind, that can't, well, I mean, maybe it's right at the moment since it's low pressure and we saw the jet stream coming from a different direction initially. Yeah, so we might have actually a little bit tailwind right now. That may be correct. Let me just see. Yeah, so a bit of tailwind, but that should change once we climb up higher. Oh, hang on. Disregard. It's not VATSIM, it's PilotEdge. There we go. So climb, let's check the climb winds. Yeah, look at that, southerly. Yeah, that is correct. Wow. But that will change. Yeah, so I was just worried that that we would have the issue again with X-plane or active sky. Right, I think we're out of clouds. Let's go ahead, switch off engine anti-ice. That is now clear. Gator, what's your home airport? Right, on course to Quakey. Quakey. Minneapolis? Yeah, the thing is, you know, you don't have ATC often in those areas, unless maybe VATSIM, I don't know, but... and Abik, hey, how you doing? Are you cruising altitude? No, so Gator, oh, no, we're not quite there yet, no. So we've planned 340. We're a bit heavy for 36 initially.
JetBlue 3825, contact, excuse me, Albuquerque Center 134.32.
134.32, JetBlue 3825, thank you. Albuquerque 32. Albuquerque Center, good afternoon. JetBlue 3825, passing 170, climbing 210.
JetBlue 3825, Albuquerque Center, climb maintain flight level 340.
Climb maintainable 340, JetBlue 3825. Right, 340, or 34,000 actually.
Sierra Charlie Denver Center, yeah, stand by, it's not going to work. Put you through the Denver departure corridor. So it's going to be full route, give me a minute.
Wow, the ambient sounds are so loud. Just gonna, that's really annoying, I think. Good, so transition, standard, oops, standard set, 182, check 3 times. Up we go. Quickie. Now going to Cartel, and then we go to Grand Canyon. I hope it's going to clear up. I would love to see the Grand Canyon. That would be brilliant. Does PilotEdge ATC cross-couple all the frequencies? I wonder if the US, they cross-couple frequency vertically as well. I don't know. I would maybe ask Toto or something. Well, we got some nice views coming through here.
Charlie, full route clearance available. Let me know when you're ready.
I don't know if I have the 3D sound plugin though. Oh, I do have. Hang on. Oh, you're right.
Sierra Charlie, verify.
Thank you.
Your slant alpha. Disregard, it's going to change things. Stand by.
Brake system, environment. That's ground. Weather. Ah. Ah, there we go. Master external. Ah. Much better. Yeah, thank you. Thank you much for the tip. Oh, that's a lot better. Yeah, thank you. Now I can hear myself think. Right, so questions. Let me just check. What do we have? We've got... are you going to get the Eurofighter? Oh yes, I have answered that one. Yeah, definitely. That is definitely on the cards. Yeah, so now we can see a lot of crosswind. Really crabbing. Look at that. Lol.
Denver Center, go ahead.
You can say what you like, but the Toliss has a really good FPS performance. Really nice. There's not many aircraft that run so smoothly.
Has nothing to do with it. It's all about where do Denver departures leave the airspace, and you're putting yourself inbound through an outbound hole. So it's going to be forward semi.
No, this is XP11. No, XP11 by Laminar Research. So really there's like 3 big civilian simulators out there. So we've got Prepared from Lockheed Martin, you have X-Plane from Laminar Research, and then you have Microsoft 2020. Military-wise, no, not X-Plane 1. So military-wise, of course, DCS. That is pretty much unrivaled. Apart from maybe, what's it called? EL2 or Sturmhoffig, or how about, I don't know, what's it called?
Albuquerque Center, UBS
Something
147, 29.
so IL2.
Descending across.
But that's more a Second World War fighter simulation, fighter and bomber simulation.
UBS 149, Albuquerque
Sully
Center,
Wings,
descending
if you get the controller, descend via star.
2,
hang on, let me just dial in.
5 left transition, Phoenix South, pivoter 2990.
Right, just dialing down sounds
Descend
good.
via the Hyder 125 left, UPS 147.
Sorry, then Gator, I'm sorry, what was the question then regarding FSX? Then I misread your question. You asked, is that FSX? Oh, okay, so he's been timed out, okay. For using a naughty word. Test. Sturmhoffig, yeah, okay. Yeah, really weird, yeah. Right, so question regarding the descent. So via star 4000, do we need to follow route restrictions? They got cancelled. No, because it tells you via the star. It's a bit different in Europe compared to the US. So in Europe, for example, if you are on a SID and you're climbing by the SID and you call, then the controller will say climb via SID 8000. Or they would say climb to 8000, disregard altitude restrictions, or disregard alt and speed restrictions.
739, Sierra Charlie, full route available, let me know when ready.
Yeah, okay, Falcon BMS, yes, good simulator as well. Yeah, I don't know how many people still use that though.
Victor 328. Kremlin
hey James, how you doing?
Romeo Lima Golf. Victor 421. Red Table VOR. Delta Bravo Lima.
So we're coming up
Victor
to the next
108.
sector in a couple of minutes, and that's going to be
Yankee, that's Yankee, Alpha, Kilo, India, Yankee,
let's see, what sector is this?
and then direct. On and maintain 17,000.
Why don't I see the boundary?
Denver Center, 120.47. Squawk 66.
Well, probably LA Center, I would imagine. Yeah, I think it's LA Center. It is. It's. I don't know when I last used it. Like, I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, some of that region. That was a long time ago. Yeah. Terrain ahead. Hang on. Let me see. Terrain ahead asks.
Charlie, all I got was routing.
Might be a dumb question if you're flying over the Atlantic and the nat tracks change. Do you need to rewrite any? Well, hang on. No. So terrain ahead, the nat tracks always have a certain time window. And so, as far as I know, you have to file that routing. If you're en route, you would, if it changes, you would get rerouting via ATC. But you don't need to go and you know, file it via dispatch. You would just get a reclearance on that. But that shouldn't really happen very often. ATC will tell you that. What simulator is XP11? Top right corner. I know it's a bit small, isn't it? Let me just make that a bit bigger, so people can see. So it's XP11, and it's the Toliss A321 Neo. Hey, how do I refuel my airplane? Matthew, which airplane is that? There's so many different simulators, so many different ways to refuel the aircraft. Yeah, so Vukistos, the Falcon BMS has a great campaign mode. So a dynamic campaign, and that's really, I think, the fascinating thing about it. And I think that's pretty much unrivaled. JD, hey, how are you doing, JD? You asked, if the ARC is mentioning speed on, so you mean ATC, if ATC is mentioning speed on own discretion, does this include good old 250 flight? Well, normally they would say high speed below level 100 approved, JD, but you would need to be, oh, you're right, hang on. Yeah, that's a typo. Good catch. Oh, it's in the ICAO. 21N is the ICAO, really? Okay. But maybe we should change it to 321N, because people will probably not understand it otherwise. Gator, all good, all good, all good. Yeah, all good. So Gator, you're very welcome here. Please, if you have questions, by all means, ask.
3825, contact LA Center, 124.62 of altitude.
124.62, thanks a lot. See you next time. JetBlue 3825. Yeah, sometimes people have a bit of a difficulty, you know, with the English language, which is perfectly fine. If it's not your mother language, then, you know, all good. And so sometimes, of course, then questions may not be, you know, coming or be understood the way they're meant to be, so all fine. Is it really? That's the ICAO type, 21N. Wow, I did not know that either. LA Center, good afternoon. JetBlue 3825 for passing 315, climbing 340.
3825, Los Angeles Center, roger.
Right, there is a different controller, nice. Right, so yeah, so 250 below 10,000 is something you should be careful with, even in Class Charlie airspace. Class Charlie means, of course, you'll be separated from other traffic. However, Well, anything below 7,000 feet, I'll be careful because we have birds flying in that region downwards. And having a bird strike on the windshield at 300 knots is a lot heavier than at 250 knots, right? So kinetic energy, speed squared. But strictly speaking, if he says speed on discretion, well, yeah, I would understand it that way. Gator, what if the plane goes up too far, like 42,000 feet? Well, Gator, these aircraft have a certain certification. So the 319, 320, 321 have, well, I've seen limitations 391 up to 397, but it has to do with the maximum differential pressure. So the difference in the cabin pressure and the outside pressure. So when you're flying very high, the outside air or pressure goes very low, so it's a thin air outside. Inside, you are artificially keeping the cabin altitude a lot lower than the flight altitude. So the cabin altitude, so the air pressure in the cabin equals 7,000 feet, while we're 33,000 feet. And so you have a difference in pressure between the cabin and the outside pressure. And that, of course, puts stress on the fuselage. So if you go higher, at some point, you will reach the max differential pressure value, and there are pressure relief valves. And they open up kind of when there's an overpressure of the cabin, but they open very rapidly and close very rapidly. So you have very strong changing or very heavily changing cabin vertical speed, so changes in pressure, and that does put a lot of stress on the ears. So people will then feel it to be very uncomfortable. So there is a protection regarding the pressure. No, so the engines won't really die. What you will see though is the following. Your climb performance will get worse and worse and worse, simply because the engine's thrust will not be strong enough to push the aircraft to higher flight level. So today, at recommended max speed 367, so 36,700 feet, I don't think you could even climb up to 40,000, 41,000 feet. I think that would be pushing your boundaries a lot. Yeah, so there isn't really a big risk of actually getting there. Yeah, totally you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Okay, so hats off that you actually remember that value. Yeah, so the recommended max altitude is where the aircraft can maintain a vertical speed of 300 feet per minute at max climb thrust. And the aircraft can fly in level flight with a max cruise rating. And also you'll have a 0.3 G buffer margin. Hang on, what do you think about the opening of British what? I think there's a part of your question missing, JD. Right, now at least we have crosswind. Well, that's going to change the headwinds. Let me do a quick fuel check. So we've got Grand Canyon, 1922 at 8.4. We departed at 57. So we departed at 1857. Actually, that's real time, lifetime. Nice. So Grand Canyon, 22 minutes after departure. That should have been 19 past. Yeah, so we're a bit late on that. So 1819 and the actual was 22. Sorry, 1919 and 1922 the actual. So we are a bit behind. 3 minutes, 8 tons, and we had 8.4. So a bit more than required. But now we have a nice value to monitor CN tendencies. Did you get your salad? Not yet, no. What time is it? 8:30, yeah. Oh, there we go, JD. Your opinion on the opening of British airspace regarding the routes, also direct routing. I think it's a nuisance. Well, yeah, so hats off, JD. Any opening, any country doing direct routing across their airspace, hats off. That really saves a lot of fuel for the airlines. Europe, in many regards, is just way too bureaucratic. So it's a nightmare sometimes how long things take to go through European Parliament to change something. And I mean, I don't know how long. I know that at least, you know, the airlines in Germany have asked you know, to implement these direct routings across complete European airspace, and it's just taking so long. But definitely something to welcome. Have you decided on a pilot for the Apache yet? Oh no, so you, I mean, first of all, yeah, I know, Toto, it's just, I don't know, I'm pretty sure France doesn't do it yet, Germany doesn't do it yet, and, you know, seriously, that would be right in the center of Europe, really. That would be so important, but yeah, it's weird. So yeah, Apache definitely in shared flight, yeah. I don't think Apache is really made to fly solo. Right. Oh dear. Why isn't that working?
105 Mike Sierra, Santa Maria Tower, report us right downwind. Report midfield right downwind, runway 30.
Report midfield right downwind. What kind of a clearance is that? Or request is that? Report midfield downwind. Oh, okay, so on downwind, but midfield. Ah, I get it. Yeah, yeah, okay. Terrain ahead, that's someone called Lucy. Not Lucy. Susie. Real-world British actress. And our good friend Ted Barker has contact with her, so yeah, whenever we want some voice lines on that, that's where we get it from. Why? Oh, so John, the thing is that PilotEdge.
5 Mike Sierra, right down.
So PilotEdge offers very professional service, but they only have a certain amount of controllers, and they are controlling a large area of the US, and so that's why they kind of share these airspaces. I know that some people dislike that. I wish there was like an upper sector and lower sector, so that when you're flying in the upper sectors, you don't hear the transmissions like now for the tower somewhere. But I really appreciate the fact that I always get ATC. So in the western part on PilotEdge, I always have ATC when PilotEdge is online, obviously, and we get lots of towers, lots of areas, lots of airports being then fully towered. Yeah. Gator, if a Boeing 707 had 80,000 pounds of fuel, used half of it, and hold it by J for 2 hours and 30 minutes, and somewhat crashed on approach, what caused the crash? Well, bad fuel management, Gator. I've talked about this on various occasions on my streams. So, has it gotten louder again, or is it just me? I just doubt that. It's always extremely important that you know, especially in a holding pattern, you monitor your fuel situation. And so, I know that my viewers, they are very knowledgeable on this. So, for example, I know this. Oh, let's have a look here at. Let's pretend there's a holding pattern here at Kala. All right, so we're flying, holding at Kala. Although that's not really the optimum approach. Let me just check. Let's do the ILS 21. There we go. Yes, so doesn't track miles. So let's say, yeah, we're holding at Kala. So what fuel do we need? What's the latest time that we have to leave the holding pattern? That's the question you have to ask yourself as a pilot. That is something you need to work out. You have to calculate. Yeah, exactly. So at 707 have an FE, that flight engineer, I know, right? So he should have definitely warned. Maybe he did. Maybe the captain didn't comprehend, or I don't know. I haven't read the complete report on that. But if you go backwards from the landing runway, then you have your fuel values. So, for example, if you go to your flight plan into the fuel section, you get to these values. So, alternate fuel and the final reserve fuel. You always have to have those two values at your missed approach point. Right? That's where they're calculated from. What does that mean? It means that from this point here, so you do your approach, and at your minimums, right, at your missed approach point, that is where you have to have the final reserve fuel and the alternate fuel. Why? Because when you go around and you start your diversion, today it will be Seattle, we would need about 2 tons of fuel to get from Spokane to Seattle. Here comes the salad. I'm sure. Can't really show you it today. It's difficult to show you the salads today. Hang on. Is that even show? Can't really show it. Everything's in the way. There we go. So it's a green salad with goat cheese, tomatoes. Is it Corona? Some zucchini. Uh-oh. That's normally rudder pedals. Thank you. All right, so we were talking about the fuel. So when you start your diversion to Seattle, you will reach Seattle with this fuel value if you don't have any extras. Right, and that's a 30 minutes of final reserve fuel, which is
Sierra runway 30 clear for the option. Close traffic.
Which is calculated so that you have your 30 minutes at 1,500 feet above the airport elevation at green dot speed. sorry, JD. So, if you know your value that you have to have at your missed approach point, well, then you know, or you can estimate the fuel that you need from the holding fix to the runway. Now, that is to be estimated, right? And there are rules of thumb. So, for example,
5 Mike Sierra runway 30 clear for the option.
An A320 has 10 kilogram per mile. So if we know 6 miles, 10 miles, 14 miles, oops, 14 miles and another 3. So let's say that's 20 miles for the approach here. That will be 200 kilograms in the A320. 321, it will be around about 50 kilograms per mile. So there we would have 300, 400 kilograms. So the latest point in this example where you have to leave Kala for the approach, let's say you add 400 kilograms, is then obviously 3.2, or yeah, let's say 3.2 plus the 400. So 3.6 is the latest time to leave the holding pattern. So, yeah, no excuses. If you miss that point, well, then you have to declare fuel emergency. And tell ATC that you don't have any spare fuel to waste. So you have to go directly to the finals and land quickly.
JetBlue 3825, contact Salt Lake Center 135.77. See ya.
135.77, see ya. The JetBlue 3825. 3577. Yeah, it could be Toto. Again, I'm sure there is a full report somewhere on the internet. That
Birdliners, Sierra Charlie radar contact 5 miles
again.
south of the Hayden VOR. Say again, altitude.
Passing 8,100.
Roger.
Salt Lake Center. Good afternoon, JetBlue 3025, level 340.
JetBlue 3825, Salt Lake City Center, roger.
Right. Well, I mean, the fact that the aircraft didn't explode because it had no remaining fuel doesn't really help. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if anybody survived, but again, that is just, you can't get any, you can't find excuses for that, really.
Number 6551 Echo, where are you parked again? Number 51 Echo, roger, with Medford ground, runway 14, taxi via Bravo and Alpha. UPS 147 Heavy, turn left heading 340.
Just realized I need to get a drink. So thirsty. I went cycling again today, and I'm so thirsty. Hey Geep, how you doing? Right, I'm gonna ask for 5 minutes off the flight deck, guys, and then I'll get myself a drink and I'll show you the video. There's no questions at the moment, so JetBlue 3025 request.
UPS 147 Heavy, turn left heading 280. JetBlue 3825.
Yeah, requesting 5 minutes off the flight deck, JetBlue 3025.
That's approved, just let me know when you're back.
Wilco 3025. Right, so guys, I will show you the video. Enjoy. Video from Frankfurt to Oslo.
UPS 147 Heavy is 8 miles from Gypsy. Maintain 5,000 until it's down.
Wunderbar. Noch ein Freizeichen geben. Schönen Tag. Tschüss. Start clock. Flight 0.5 set to 0. Lift off. Taxi. Arm is down. Left side clear. Shine, brake check. So, wir gehen da links rum durch die 7. Danke. Genau.
Yeah, left side is clear. pretty low on the line. 25 center. Off. 6,6 Tonnen wie gerechnet. Der Wind von vorne. Takeoff. Flex 60 SAS out of thrust. Elevation ist 660. Flightstops da und das Approach Platform.
$2,500.
Ja gut, dann machen wir Auto Global. $1,000. $400. 100 above. Ja.
300. Minimum. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, retard, retard.
So there we go. Yeah, lovely flight. Yeah, you get the right impression, don't you? The Neos are really comfortable to fly. I love them. Really nice. Is there a landing rate monitor tool in real life? Well, in the A320 there are parameters that you can call up through the menu, and you can recall, I'm not sure if all aircraft have those, but you can recall the touchdown G load. But apart from that, you will very quickly feel if the landing was hard or if it was butter. Thank you, Yaroslav. Glad you enjoyed it. Hey, United, nice. How was your first day? Oh, wow, big day then. Oh, hope your co-workers are all nice. So in the Embraer, it's roll rate, pitch rate. Yoda, do you kind of check? Do you check the landings of the pilots? Well, obviously, if there's a hard landing, you will do the hard landing check, won't you? But just wondering if you kind of. Yeah, so Neo, if you want some infos regarding Neos, so the Pratt & Whitney engines, so 1130 series engines, are what's called geared turbofans. right? Because they have a planetary gearbox which downsizes the low pressure turboshaft rotation roughly by 3 to 1. And so that means the large fan doesn't rotate about 10,000 RPM. It actually only rotates at 3,250 RPM. So that's a lot less rotation, a lot less stress on the fan blades up front regarding rotation. And so as a comparison, N1 rotation speed is about 10,000 RPM, while the N2 rotates between 18 to 20,000 RPM. Also interesting, so that's the N2, right? So that's the high pressure shaft, 18 to 20,000 RPM. So the bypass ratio is a staggering 12.5 to 1. So what's a bypass ratio? So when you have your engine, if you look into the front, just pull that there. So one thing you notice is that huge fan blades, and you realize best regarding the bypass ratio if you look into the engine from behind. You can see that the hot section is extremely small compared to the cold section. Nice, yeah. So definitely have a look for Captain Joe's video about the bypass. It's not that old actually, Oyst, is it? I think I've seen it. It's like only like 2 or 3 months old, that video. Another thing I find really interesting is that the 321 Pratt & Whitney Neo engines are exactly the same as you find on the A320 Neos. However, the higher thrust rating of 33,000 pound is achieved by a change in software. So if you have a 320 Neo, theoretically you could power that up to 33,000 pounds, which would be ridiculous because it's already overpowered as it is. Yeah, one thing you also see, the fan blades are a lot wider on the Neos, so they only have 20 fan blades compared to 36 on the CFMs. Nairo, this is, don't worry, look, this is just for me, regarding, the resemblance of real-world flights. To me, that's not so important. I know there's people that is important to them, that's perfectly fine. For me, I don't care about that. I hope you can bear that. Right, right, what else? So for descent, that's also interesting. For descent, the grade is a little bit steeper. So you have approximately 5% shorter distance from top of descent to touchdown. Right. Some interesting facts and figures here. We've got 1 hour 6 minutes behind us. That means remaining flight time is about 1 hour 10. Nairo, no, like I said, it's perfectly fine if people prefer to spend their time, flying and actually trying to make real world flights and copy them and so on. That's perfectly fine. I understand the fascination. That's all good. Yeah, so outer market, it does have a lot more cross section, which if the engines are at idle power, then would create, with the bigger fan blades, that's at least my understanding, they do cause a bit more drag. Yeah. JSnap, I see it as a kind of countermeasure. Thank you, Toto, for the explanation. Fantastic. Gator, how do I push back from a gate in XP11? Well, Toto Ritko here, our wonderful gentleman here, he actually made an app. It's for free. It's called Better Pushback. So have a look online.
51 Echo right turn.
Type in XP11 Better Pushback. Download the app. drop that into your plugin folder in X-Plane, and then you have that pushback. I don't think there is a. Is there a button? Hey, Sim Caesar. Sim Caesar, I heard you on PilotEdge. I was almost going to be like shouting you out over the frequency, but I thought, nah, he probably wouldn't like that. What did you fly, Caesar? Yeah, I know, right? I've got hooked again on PilotEdge, Caesar. I love flying on PilotEdge, so, and especially in the US as well. It's beautiful here in X-Plane with the orthos, and I actually do have Orbix Oregon. So hopefully the weather will clear up a bit, so that we can see some of the scenery. Yeah, the Neos are about 20% more efficient, sometimes 20-25% more efficient than the CFM counterparts. So here, that to me is not 100% real, although well, yeah, maybe it is. So the fuel flow you would normally see around about 1,500 kilograms per hour on the IE engines. So here you have about 1,260 per engine. The 320 Neos you will often see like only 1,000 kilograms, maybe sometimes even 970, 980 kilograms per engine per hour, compared to 1,200 something for the normal CFMs. Toto, yeah, sure. I was going to try and see if I can start getting some of the abnormals in the Challenger, but I need to have a look at what kind of checklists there are, abnormal checklists. I don't know. Toto is not really, as far as I have copied up to now. Toto is obviously focusing on X-Plane. Which is great. I mean, X-Plane is being developed further. We've got X-Plane 12 around the corner. Going to give some more, visual improvements, aerodynamic improvements. So I don't think Toto has the motivation to try anything in Microsoft Flight Sim, because that does take, I guess, different programming. But maybe he can fill us in. Bill, right? I'm not sure what kind of message that is supposed to be, so I'm gonna have to ignore that for now. Maybe you want to reiterate what you wrote there. SimCZ, you were using the TDS G10750. Okay, flew the just flight arrow, worked wonderfully. Nice. Yeah. So SimCZ, I saw a video regarding tower communications VFR. So in a pattern. There's a new video out for PilotEdge Network, and he was using Microsoft as well. So VFR, Microsoft, it looks brilliant. It looks so nice. What to do in the demo version? I don't know. I've never tried a demo version in X-Plane. Does it work for the demo? Do you know, Toto? Does your add-on work for the X-Plane demo version? But Gator, if you want to go around that, well, why don't you just put the aircraft on the runway? You have the option. If you go to flight configuration, you can put the aircraft onto the runway. Some good person posted a full oh, really? Oh, yeah. Well, Toto, I'll contact you on that. Yeah, sure. I would be interested, yeah. Pete, hey. Doing good. How are you doing? Oh, yes, you wrote. Yeah, test positive COVID. Okay, well, yeah, I so make sure that you do not fly while testing positive, please. Because you can always infect other people. Bill, okay. That is an extremely good explanation. So, Bill, welcome. You were cleaning the keyboard. Perfect. First time, very informative and educational. Thank you much, Bill. Yeah. I know. So I try to balance between boring people to death with theory and doing some good content. Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you so much. Right. Let's see. Anything else I can show you guys. Oh yeah, one more thing, guys. Again, it's very theoretical, but I kind of find it interesting. So when you go and look at your approach chart, let me just call that up. So let's go with let's go with this one. So you know that you have your definitions: initial approach fix, intermediate fix, final fix, and so on. One of the big things about this is the following. It's the obstacle clearance. Right, so from the initial approach fix to the intermediate fix, you have at least 1,000 feet clearance in that path. Right, in the initial, then in intermediate, that obstacle clearance goes down to 500 feet. All right, that's the difference then regarding your buffer to any obstacles. And then from the final approach fix down to the missed approach point, so minimums, you will have staggered obstacle clearances. So for example, if a VR approach with final approach fix, you have 250 feet clearance. An NDB, which is less accurate, with final approach fix, it's 300 feet.
Number 930
and an NDB approach without final approach fix is 350 feet clearance. In case you ever wondered why you would have those definitions on the approach. And one of those consequences is then your obstacle clearance regarding any obstacles in the approach path of the approach. Okay, you've been taken off in random airplanes. Okay, cool. Let me know if you like. Let me know if you like it. Oh, sorry for the no. Sorry for the Nightbot. That's not correct. Hold on. I didn't change that command today. Next stream is on Friday, by the way, so in 2 days' time. Another stream. So today we're going to leave it at one flight. It's a bit longer flight today. But Friday, another stream, and then Sunday, I think I'm going to stream again. Toliss, A321, Neo from Phoenix to Spokane. There we go, that's changed. No, it's not Alvico. I was like, what? No, it's Wednesday. I know that. Right, yes, and I am looking for next another victim to do shared flight with on stream. But somehow, everyone is hiding. I don't know why. Oh, dear. Right. Oh, God, I misspelled that. Spokane. Oh, God. Christ. Hang on. Yoda wants to, yeah, right. No. Yoda doesn't trust me anymore. Ever since I shot him down in JF-17, he doesn't trust me anymore. Right, I think that's exactly, victim. Yeah, next stream is of course today, and the next stream after that is going to be Friday. I'll also change that. So Friday, we're going to start a bit earlier on Friday. I think we're going to start at 1700 UTC, an hour earlier. So we have a bit more time on Friday to mess about. So 25th at 1700 UTC. Thereafter Sunday, 27th at 1800 UTC. Right, so schedule is changed. More like torture. Well, I understand. People could feel that way. Yeah, there's no Embraer on X-Plane, so that's why. Right, an hour to go, roughly. Let me call up the last one.
That's 930 Tango Bravo, Olympia Tower, south departure approved, runway 17, cleared for takeoff.
Let's fetch the latest ATIS. There's Embraer and X, well, it can't be very good. Because otherwise Yoda would be flying it. Well, I'm going to have to look JSNAP. I would love to do another shared flight. But I need to find a victim. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's cloudy everywhere. Is the weather that bad in the US today? West Coast? See a bit of the scenery down there. So, Spokane, they are landing 21 and 26. Weather right now, no wind. Okay, so 10 miles, few 20,000. Oh, yes, please. That means we should have lovely views in the approach. That's good. Minus 8 degrees. That's nice and cold. Yeah, so again, I'm going to try and do this approach. Because that's a very short final. So we only have like, 3 miles from the final approach point. I.e. 1,000 feet above the ground. So that last turn is actually really low level. No, so Oist, I know that, yeah, he doesn't have X-Plane, so... and also I know that he's not in the shared flight beta team, so... Yes, Arthur Bico. Ay, caramba. Arthur Bico, how about you? Shared zebra with flight deck to zip. Well, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'm not sure I would be that good. But I mean, I can kind of mimic the, the new first officer, if you like. I guess I could do that. For sure. You'll be in Marseille? Yes. Oh, yeah, you wrote, Little Pile. Yeah. Hope you have good flights. A320 Sim Pilot, what is he using, Oist? Isn't he using Microsoft? Yeah, I'm not going to do Microsoft shared cockpit. The things it's working all right, but it looks like shared cockpit has same synchronization problems sometimes. He has X-Plane. Yeah, maybe we should hook up with him at some point. Yeah. And then do some abnormal or something. Arthur, yeah, you want to fly Friday then? I mean, all I can do is offer. can always say no. Did you apply for the 747? Yes. The only thing is now at the moment it's a little bit chaotic regarding predictions, because there was a time window last year, October, where there were some special applications available for people that were flexible enough. So even, you know,
Number 930 Tango Bravo, Seattle departure, squawk 0203.
changing over Christmas. And I didn't want to. I had holiday over Christmas, so I didn't take that slot. So at the moment, they are being prioritized. So I don't know exactly when I'll be able to transfer.
Number 0 Tango Bravo.
He does?
Radar
Okay,
contact
interesting.
7
Yeah, maybe I need to
South
contact
of
him.
via VOR, Olympia altimeter 3044. Verify altitude, intended altitude, and your destination.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, you know, doing a shared flight, with another professional, obviously, then you can do some more stuff.
Number 0 Tango Bravo, can we make that a VFR
Especially some
altitude, either
abnormal
85
stuff.
or 95 works from me straight southbound?
Well, the problem is MCK, the problem is Tail West
Roger.
is also a captain. He's a very knowledgeable training captain. And so, yeah, we could, but it doesn't feel as if, you know, you fly together in a captain first officer complement. Captain Nav, okay. Yeah. Oh, you're in. Oh, the Miko. Ay, caramba. Right. The Miko. Okay, so Friday first flight then. We'll do shared flight together. You can choose the routing. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Pretty sure 320 sim pilot is a first officer. Oh, here comes the scenery. Lovely. Finally. It's clearing up. Loving it. Amsterdam.
Number 0 Tango Bravo, contact Seattle Center 126.6.
Sorry, what's that for JetBlue 3025, 126.6?
JetBlue 3825, nope, that was not for you.
Okay, sorry. Private jets when? Oh, you mean in real life? Okay.
Seattle Center 930 Tango Bravo.
MCK, I would assume because doesn't he always fly from this side?
930 Tango Bravo, Seattle Center, roger.
Whenever I think I've seen a video with him, he flies from here, from this side. So I assumed first officer, but I may be wrong. Maybe I'm confusing with someone else. Hang on, I'm confused. What you mean you can't Friday? Okay. Yeah, he started at Q400, didn't he? Yeah, and then moved to the A320. It's a separate question, guys. You're confusing me. What's going on? Did you enjoy? Yes, of course. Well, I mean, family is very important to me, so I didn't want to risk, you know, being away for Christmas. So yeah, that's why I'm quite happy with that decision. Oh, you're out for the weekend. Okay, I'll search for someone else then. Yeah, Aldo Marco, I mean, that's the thing. So again, we have, in X-Plane, we have a couple of very nice aircraft add-ons. So if visually it improves maybe performance a bit more as well, then definitely something to look forward to. Oh, really? Oh, hang on, CMCZ, he flew this approach. Oops. The RMP approach. You like the Falcon 50? Nice. Yeah.
CL Center, November 2.
Well, actually, Sim Caesar.
Number 234 Charlie Lima, Salt Lake City.
What are you doing
Center.
Friday? Look, I'm searching for victims.
Salt Lake City Center, number 234 Charlie Mass, approximately 10 miles west of Uniform.
I.e. shared flight in the rotate. I mean, ND80 also very nice for to watch.
Flight following to Boise.
Number 234 Charlie Lima, Salt Lake Center, Squawk.
Yes, it is. So
0760.
this is True Earth Oregon. Are we in Oregon yet?
60, number 234
Because I have Orbix True Earth Oregon, but the SD version, not the HD version. It looks pretty much the same from above. Only when you get closer to the ground would you see a difference in the zoom factor or zoom level.
Number 4 Charlie Lima, radar contact, 6 miles north of Idaho Falls, VOR. The altitude again?
8,300 and we'll cruise at 8,000.
Is it your birthday on Saturday?
Number 4 Charlie Lima, roger, Idaho Falls, altimeter 29990.
Hunter 711.
29990, number 234 Charlie Lima.
Right, terrain is getting a bit higher. We have 12,000 something, 13, 11.5, so I would say 14, 15, let's say 15,000 initial descent in case of emergencies. Definitely get a bit higher. Oh, beautiful. Loving it. Oh, yeah. Well, I always try to, to get one shared flight in a week. So why not? And people do enjoy it. So yeah. Oh yeah, Hugh. A good point. So Randazzo, PMDG, he was talking about how excited he is about the new flight model that they've achieved in the 737 coming up from Microsoft Flight Sim. So I know there are people very skeptical about PMDG, especially when it comes to flight model, but who knows? Maybe they actually managed to get a nice flight model. So for me personally, I'm really looking forward to the add-on, because if that actually has a nice flight model, then it could be a big deal. That would be the first real airliner, working properly in Microsoft Flight Sim. That would be a huge deal. So then he said as well that he's also looking forward to getting the 747 into Microsoft Flight Sim. Another fantastic news. So yeah, definitely exciting stuff happening. If you look at this and compare it with real life scenery, it looks almost exactly the same. Yeah, it does, in many regards. Like I said, the haze layers, yeah, it's nice. It really is.
Number 4 Charlie Lima, change to my frequency 133.25.
Time frame, Arthbico? I have not heard any time frames.
133.25, number 234 Charlie Lima.
I think, you know what, Arthbico, looking at how long it took for the 737 to finally make its way into beta and hopefully into release soon, any announcements regarding the time frame for the 747, I would be very skeptical.
Senator, number 234 Charlie Lima made the switch.
That is true, Jason.
Charlie Lima, roger.
And that's where the skepticism comes from, naturally. But again, I would be open-minded and just wait and try it out and see if it actually is better. Terrain ahead, thank you much for joining. Take care, stay safe. Yeah, that's true. Can we get A220? I don't know. Sorry. The thing is this, I don't want to spend time, Gator, in add-ons here on stream that are, you know, not well modeled. I'm not going to do it. It's the only leg, Aviator. It's the only leg for the day. It's a bit longer leg, about 2 hours 20 or something. Yeah, so one flight today. Next stream is on Friday. We'll do a bit longer stream Friday. Unfit to stream, yeah. Oh, really, JSnap? Okay, nice. Yeah. The thing is this, so we only hear about certain limitations when it comes to Microsoft Flight Sim, i.e. how Microsoft Flight Sim allows you to connect your aircraft add-on to the internal model within Microsoft Flight Sim. So there's rumors, some hints. So we know that you need an external flight model if you want to have a different flight model, obviously. So an aircraft to behave differently than the standard flight model in Microsoft Flight Sim. Yeah, you have to kind of superimpose your own on top of Microsoft's flight model. Now, I don't know the limitations. I don't know what the issues could be, etc., etc. So all I'm interested in really is the final result. And I have flown about, let's see, 6,500 hours on the 737 Classics. So there are certain characteristics of the 737 I would notice. If they're really, really wrong in Microsoft Flight Sim, then I could tell on that. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to trying it out. The A220, what manufacturer is that? Because the ones I'm excited about is the 737, the Mad Dog, MD-80, and the Phoenix, obviously, 320. Those three at the moment is what I'm looking forward to. Well, JSnap, that's the thing. I mean, it had it in P3D. Did they comment on that? That they are going to have shared flight immediately after release? Yeah, that's the question, yeah. Okay, so. Can a flight sim yoke be connected to laptop? Well, if it's a USB port, yeah, sure, why not? The peripherals that I have, they are all USB ports. So I would not see why you can't. I mean, I know that one of my moderators, Melindley, he has a big laptop. He flies on laptop, and he's got peripherals, so he doesn't have any issues. Synaptic Simulations, never heard of them. And they're partially working together with Fly-by-Wire, okay. Okay, nice. Yeah, again, open-minded. Yeah, don't try to judge ahead of time. Yeah, the thing is, so JSnap, that's a problem though, isn't it? I mean, we know that Microsoft Flight Sim is not as open as P3D when it comes to these models, and yeah, so I would be, I don't know, a bit skeptical, obviously. Right, so we cleared flight plan route. The next one is going to be Mike Lima Papa after Kilo Uniform 90 Kilo. Let's do one more fuel check. How many miles do we have? Progress. Spokane 2-1. Spokane. 220 miles to go. Direct distance. And so we have there 1 hour 39 after departure. So that's 2036. We're supposed to be over with 4.4 tons of fuel. Yeah, so SimBrief, my SimBrief profile is a lot different than the actual Toliss. So maybe we need to tweak that a bit. So we definitely have enough fuel. Time-wise, we're estimating 41. Yeah, so we're about 5 minutes behind schedule. Actually, it's estimated 5 tons, so that's still 600 kilograms more than on the flight. Oh, hang on, disregard. No, disregard. My bad. I need to add the extra fuel to that. So it's 4.4 plus. Where's my extra fuel gone? Why is that not on here? Hang on. I know I had extra fuel. 100%. No, maybe I didn't. Okay, but anyways, we have extra fuel. So we have about 600 kilograms more than required.
Seattle Center, Cessna 920 Tango Bravo.
Number 0 Tango Bravo.
0 Tango Bravo, I'm going to be showing really low vacuum pressure right now. I'm going to descend down to 6,500 if that's possible and continue to monitor.
Number 0 Tango Bravo, roger.
Right, we're coming up to Seattle Center in a minute. Top of send is coming up as well. Could the C-170 during demo? I don't know. I never tried a demo gator. I do not know what aircraft you can fly in the demo version. Maestro, hey, good evening. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you describe A321 Neo system-wise compared to the FS Labs? Normal systems, I would say, is fairly good, fairly close to the FS Labs, because you do have things like fixed info pages now. You do have things like step altitudes, wind data. You can do secondary flight plan stuff. So yeah, it's in normal terms fairly close to the FS Labs. However, abnormal wise regarding the checklists, that's where the problems really start. So a lot of the abnormals do not represent or not represented correctly in the emergency checklists. And if you don't care about these things, well then you will be really, really happy with the Toliss. And again, it's about. I know that people focus sometimes very extremely on system simulation, but if you look at it from a standpoint of enjoyable add-ons, this is definitely in that category because it's running very well performance-wise, FPS-wise. The systems are reliable. Yeah, aircraft is reliable. It has rarely a crashed desktop, and if it does, you have an autosave function in here which works really well. Hand flying wise, also fine. There's no big complaints on that. So definitely, yeah, a good, enjoyable add-on. Absolutely. You know, you have to be careful not to bash things and add-ons just because they're not 100% accurate, not 100%, you know, true to the book. It's, you know, which add-on is. Nice, yeah, Gator, yeah, enjoy that. Right, Spokane has information November, currently 3029 on the altimeter. Let me enter those values already. So 30.29. We have minus 8 degrees. Pretty cold. Yeah, Mate, I mean, I've not tried it, but yeah, you can actually have additional center tanks in here. So through the menu, you can actually select those, which increases the range, yeah, drastically. Yeah. Well, I see the add-ons like Toto has made as a indication of what is possible if you try. It's a lot of work, right? It can be done. That's the thing. And I think that puts a nice benchmark, a nice kind of, you know, bar for other add-on makers to maybe, you know, do more when they develop these add-ons, you know, to get close to that. Still runway 21, visual purchase in use. Okay, I'm going to request for training the RMP approach. I just want to try and see how the Toliss flies it, because it's going to be interesting to see with regards to the profile. Now it's pretty cold. Let me just check what the temperature range is. So for uncompensated baro VNAV, that's what we have. So it's not authorized below -19. Well, -8 is still within that. So we are able to fly this radius fix. Not allowed via zoomer, where we don't have zoomer. Victor 102 northbound. No, all good here as well. And right, it says VHSI RNF glide path not consistent. Okay, that's fine. Right. Okay. On Victor 2 eastbound. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All good. So I think we should be fine flying this minimums. So depending on the RMP that we can do, we have
3825, contact Seattle Center 125.1.
125.1, JetBlue 3825, thank you. 25-1. Geep, got a question, hang on. What's the cheapest yoke? I don't know. Again, I'm not, you know, prices change rapidly. I can only tell you which ones are good quality. But just go on certain websites that sell these hardware things. Seattle Center, good afternoon. JetBlue 3825, level 340.
3825, Seattle Center, descend at pilot's discretion, may take by level 240.
We'll descend pilot discretion, level 240, JetBlue 3825. Right, 240. Something we can accept. Gonna delay the descent a little bit. We're still far out from the airfield. 160 miles. And we have some good headwinds as well. Is the yoke easy to use? It's the Logitech. Hang on. I can't, Gator. I never tried the Logitech. Maybe someone here has the Logitech yoke and can comment on that. Geep, on the approach page, when you fill up baro and when radio. Okay, so very simple answer on that. So whenever you have a category 2 or category 3 approach, then you fill in the radio field. And then, for example, let's go with Munich, for example. So obviously, any non-precision approach, you always put in baro. And even a ILS Cat 1, you would also put in baro. However, with a Cat 2 or Cat 3, that's when you switch over to the decision height. Right, so here it's radio altimeter 104, for example, you put for the Cat 2. And for the Cat 3 Alpha, it would be 50. And for the Cat 3 Bravo, that does not have any decision height, you would put in no decision height. So just no into the radio field. Okay, so get rid of those. So today, wind, pretty much 0 wind. And minimums, we're going to take, what do we have now? 0.04. Yeah, well, we'll go with 0.3 because we are cav okay. I don't expect any difficulty seeing the runway, so that way we can go with 0.3 on the accuracy, 2760, again, baro. And so here we have the FMS landing system So that's a newer system. It means that we can use it pretty much like an ILS. While if you select final approach mode, then you fly this as a conventional RP approach. For today, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to select the final approach, not the FLS.
November 0 Tango Bravo, contact Seattle Center 121.4.
Yeah, Geep, my pleasure.
Seattle Center 0.4 for 0 Tango Bravo.
Landing distance wise, we have a long runway. Let me just get the airport charts.
Seattle Center says the 930 Tango Bravo.
So it's 3,353 meters.
930 Tango Bravo, Seattle
Elevation
Center,
2,400.
3042.
We're fairly heavy, so I mean, I don't want to cross 2608, so I would prefer to leave at latest Charlie, so either Alpha 4 or Charlie, but that still gives us what, 2,500 meters. So I'm going to go with auto brake low and a config full landing. Well, one of the reasons is that I don't use FLS in real life, meaning I've not tried the FLS approach here in Toliss. The Toliss at the moment regarding Airbus add-ons is the only one that I know of that offers the FLS approach. So the FMS landing system approach. Also, at the moment, I'm not sure if the FLS would be possible with this approach, because what it does, it draws a final approach line. So a fictional line vertically and laterally from your runway. And I am not sure, since it's a very short final, how it would be able to do it. So just to make sure that I don't mess up the approach very quickly, I'm just going to go conventionally with final approach today. I find that just a little bit safer because I know the modes, I know what to do. So yeah, that's why my decision at the moment stands with the final approach mode.
Good night, black box.
The Phoenix showed you FLS. It did, really? Okay. Konta Osuk, hey. Yeah, have a great night. Good night to you. Good night. Mach's gut. Yeah, FLS stands for FMS landing system. Some time ago, I made a file. Is it still on my Discord? Let me just check. Subscriber files, pin messages. Can't find it there. But I think I made a video on my YouTube channel. Hey John, how you doing? Big greetings to you. I am pretty sure that I have a video on FLS systems. Or maybe not. No, so sorry, I'm just checking my YouTube videos.
Good night, black box.
Hey, little pilot, good night to you as well. Take care. But Solid Wings, I will give you a nice document from Airbus. I mean, it's openly available, but I've got a copy of that. Hang on. Or maybe I can give you a link as well. Maybe someone else is interesting. So Airbus FLS approach. Safety first. There we go. Non-position approaches. Flying guidance. Yeah, there we go. I found a link. So here is the link. Anybody interested in FLS approaches in the Airbus? Here's the link. Very interesting stuff. B, also the least, the US carriers often have Cat 3 Bravo, something called check height. Usually 50 RA, just to verify if it looks as it should. Okay. Is it really? Okay, that's SOP, so company SOPs then. We don't do that. RatNav, I don't really want to put anything in there because it's an RNP approach. Yeah, let's just leave that open. One more thing to do though is we're going to check the arrival. So we're going to check the arrival chart and the approach chart. So from Mike Lima Papa, Mullen Pass, it's going to go to Hilly. From Hilly via radial 073 to ropes, expect radar vectors to final approach course, or via ropes for the approach. 65 sector 524353. Transition is level 180. Nothing special there. Minimum en route here is 9,000. And then we've got 7.5 from Hilly down to ropes. And then for the approach itself, let's get rid of that. Right, for the approach itself. So ropes to Cuffy 67, correct. Then we've got Kumar 59, correct. Then to Inwoof 56, to Opti 45 minimum. It's got, yeah, there we go. 45 is correct. Then we've got Vavix. And that's the final approach altitude at 3.4. Final approach point 3.4. We have to have that then. And then we've got a 3-degree profile distance, 3 dms, or 3 miles. That's not dm, but 3 miles to the threshold. Missed approach point is runway 21. Missed approach will then go 5,000 on track 212 to Iruho. And then right to Gangs overfly 5,000 to hold. All correctly programmed. Nice. Right, landing distance is 3,300. We've got auto brake low, so required is round about. Let's start the descent here. Descend out blue 240. And yeah, landing elevation 2,400 is correct as well for the cabin. And rule of thumb, 77 tons landing weight right now. That's pretty heavy. Times 30, that will be around about 2,400 meters landing distance required. Oh yeah, B, I'm not doubting you. It's just, yeah, it's going to be company SOPs. It's like, you know, British Airways, for example, has some other SOPs regarding control handover on final. So one pilot does the preparations and briefing, and then at some point the other pilot takes over to land the aircraft in the approach. I know some British Airways pilot explained to me what the advantage is of that, so that both pilots are more connected to the approach, so more involved, so you don't have one pilot brief and fly the approach and the other pilot looking out the window and not listening. So not being so connected to the whole procedure. I get that, but again, I find that so weird to change over controls on final. But there we have it. That's SOPs, different companies, different SOPs. Gotta accept that. Right, I'm gonna dial up the sounds just a little bit again. So it's a bit more immersive. Specialities regarding the RMP approach. Obviously, we need the estimated accuracy to be better than the required. At the moment, it's 1 mile. In the approach, it should be 0.3, or we're going to manually enter 0.3 later on. Hope I don't forget. And
3825, contact Seattle Center 132.6.
132.6, JetBlue 3825. Right, let me just check the ATIS. November. Seattle Center, good afternoon from JetBlue 3825, passing 305, descending 240, and we've got information November.
JetBlue 3825, Seattle Center, clear direct Hilly, descend and maintain 12,000, Spokane, altimeter 3029.
Back to Hilly, descent 12,000, altimeter is 3029, I copied. That's what I was expecting, a shortcut. That's why I started my descent a bit earlier. So now we are at least not too high. 12,000, let's see if that is safe enough at the moment. Actually, let me dial in terrain on nav display. So if we look at the chart here, yeah, 10,000 is going to be the grid. Then it goes down to 9,200 and 9,200. So 12,000 is acceptable at this moment. Hey, greetings to Costa Rica. Anayanthi. Or Anayanthi. Don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, welcome. Hope you're doing good. What's the weather like down at Costa Rica? Remaining flight time about 20 minutes. So right now we are catching the optimum path. One more thing that's important to talk about is what happens if something fails. So I'm using autopilot 1. If we get GPS primary lost on the left side, I can switch over to the other autopilot and use the GPS system 2. So we could continue. However, if we have GPS primary lost on both nav displays, then we have to discontinue the approach unless we're visual with the runway, and we continue visually. If the cross-track error, lateral cross-track error, becomes more than 0.3 nautical miles, again, discontinue unless we're visual, and we can continue visually. Also, if we have an FMS position GPS disagree or a nav accuracy downgrade, because that would mean that our accuracy, the estimate accuracy, has dropped below the required. Again, go around unless we're visual. Also, if the deviation becomes more than 3/4 of a dot, so remember that 1 dot later on will be 100 feet. So if we drop to 3/4 of 1 dot below the path, that's also a go around, again, unless we have visual and we can continue visually. It is still a bit hazy. That's a shame. So 15 minutes before landing, we're going to switch on the seatbelt signs. And I think we're going to have one more transfer. Although I can request it maybe with him. JetBlue 3825 request.
Got
if possible, we would appreciate the RMP Zulu runway 21 today. Swiss Tony, normally an ILS...
3825, I have your request.
Thank you. Normally, you would always fly the ILS approach, simply because it offers the highest reliability and is easier for ATC to coordinate between all the traffic, arriving traffic. Now, if you want to practice an RNF approach, for example, you can request that. But yeah, if the ILS is not working, so let's say ILS off the air, then I would prefer an RNF, RMP approach over a normal VOR or NDB approach. Again, simply because the accuracy of an RNF or RMP approach is a lot higher compared to the VOR or the NDB approach. Also, if you look at the minimums, an ILS will normally have a lower minimum, although it depends on the RMP approach itself. Sometimes you have LPV approaches, so localizer performance with vertical guidance approaches that have pretty much 200 feet decision height. So that's exactly like the ILS Cat 1 approach. Oh, I would love that. If XP11 has a better, smoother transition of the weather, that would be a big improvement, yeah. All right, 56 miles. Looks about right. And again, the reason why I'm choosing this approach is because it's going to be spectacular. You're going to be really low over the ground. Turn to final, it's going to be pretty late. Also low over the ground. And you have to coordinate your decelerations accordingly. So energy management, you have to think about that. So again, at Warwick's, we're only 1,000 feet above the ground. We have to have final configuration on speed at that point. So that's 4 miles with a descent as well to get there. So 4. So really on this leg here, so past Kufi, I want to be like green dot on this leg, and then start reducing, adding drag. That's how many miles? 4 miles, 7.5 miles. Losing 2,000 feet. Yeah, so actually I'm going to be flaps 1 at Kufi, go flaps 2 And just make sure that we have enough drag out to do the profile there. Right, we're past transition to 3029, I think he said. Yeah, 3029 is set. There we go. Right, seatbelts. 17, yeah, seatbelts on.
JetBlue 3825, contact Spokane approach 123.75.
123.75, thank you, JetBlue 3825. I don't know if you could say it's a backup of that. Spokane approach, good afternoon, JetBlue 3825, inbound to Hilly, passing 15,000, sending 12,000, info November.
JetBlue 3825, Spokane approach, the Spokane altimeter 3029er, thank you for November.
3029 copied, and we would appreciate the RNP Zulu runway 21, JetBlue 3825.
Affirmative, I have your request.
So he only has my request. That does not mean that we're cleared. So if you wanted to, what you could do, and it would be a good idea actually, on the secondary flight plan, go with the ILS approach 2-1. And just go no star, no via.
JetBlue 3825, clear direct ropes, cross ropes at or above 7,000, cleared RNF Zulu, runway 21 approach.
JetBlue 3825, direct to ropes, cross rope at or above 7,000, cross at, maintain 7,000, and cleared for the RMP Zulu 21, JetBlue 3825.
JetBlue 3825, ropes at or above 7,000, is fine.
Okay, at or above 7,000 at ropes, copy, JetBlue 3825. Yeah, so we can be higher if needed, that's fine then, alright, cool. Alright, direct ropes. And we're cleared for the RMP Zulu. And that means after ropes, we'll follow the standard profile as published. And we checked it on the routing, so we can use managed descent. Oh, beautiful. Oh, 7,000, disregard. So the thing is regarding, so we got descent up blue 7,000. So regarding the backup for ILS approach. So yes, of course, I mean, if the ILS fails and you have a RMP approach or RNF approach, that is obviously a good alternative procedure. And at some point, I guess in the future, at some point, the ILS approaches will be disabled, assuming that you know, RNF is proving to be reliable enough. And so you get rid of these ground-based transmitters. Yeah, so this is Orbix, True Earth, Oregon. Right, lights are on, signs are on. Good to go. Right. Yeah, you can see why we have that 7,000 foot restriction because of the terrain. So that's the first color. So yeah, 7,000 is the lowest we can go here. So 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle in that region there. Yeah, you're right. Oh, you're right. This is standard. So Orbix Oregon starts here. You can see the difference. Yeah, you're right. That is still standard. Yeah, here it comes. I didn't realize that Oregon starts so close to Spokane. Yeah, you can see the difference there. Yeah, you're right. I am a bit yeah, aware of the fact that the Toliss sometimes feels a bit cleaner than it should. So I'm just going to put the speed brakes out, allow the aircraft to slow down a bit more. Again, energy management is key. So yeah, make sure you have a game plan and make sure that you stick to it. 22 miles. I'm going to use selected speed now. So this is something people don't quite understand sometimes in Airbus. You can go managed descent, but use selected speed. You can do that. That is possible. Solid wings, that's a good idea. So good call. I'm going to change that right now on both sets. Yeah, very good. There we go. Yeah, so we're going to cross above 7,000 there. So what we're going to do now is dial in the final approach altitude was 3,400, I think. There we go, 3,400. And so now we've got alt magenta 6,700. So that's our next restriction. And there we go. Yes, it can, Vulkistos. Yeah, it does do GLS approaches. Yeah. Absolute gorgeous area. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to wait a few more seconds, but we're going to start configuring the aircraft very shortly. Here's the pseudo waypoint, deceleration waypoint. So now our approach phase will activate automatically, and you see that by the deviation bar appearing. There's flaps 1, speed is checked, flaps 1, and there we go. Now it's activated. Out constrained. And again, we don't press the approach button yet. We do that when we're inbound to the final approach point. So on that point, on that leg from Opti to Vavix. That's when we press the approach button, not before. Right, our constraints. Let's see if I can answer more questions. All right, descent out magenta now 5,900. Ooh, we got the placket speed very close to our maneuvering speed. So I'm going to go a little bit below the S speed here. You rounding up decision altitude? Yeah, well, yeah, at the moment it is, Lucas. I don't know what other airlines do. Right, flaps 2, speed is checked, flaps 2. Right, there's the airport. What's the tower frequency? Plan ahead, 18.3. Pre-selected. Right, you see what I mean with energy management? It's really struggling to get the speed down. We're at 3,000 feet above the airport. Hang on, didn't I just see the airport somewhere? Where was the airport? Pretty sure I saw that not long ago. Right. Oh, there it is it? Can't zoom in there. Cool. Gears coming down. Yeah, let's put the gear down. Speed managed. What's the max takeoff weight? Well, I think MCK answered that one, didn't you? Wow, it's loud in the cockpit now. Right, flaps 3, speed is checked. Flaps 3. Spoilers armed, lights on. doing it very nicely. There, I don't even know where the runway is right now. Is that the runway there? Can't see the lights. Right, flaps full. Speed is checked. Flaps full. Now we're inbound. Here comes approach mode. We got speed, final approach. Accuracy is good. Oh, there's the runway. There we go. No, it's not. There's a different airport.
JetBlue 3825, coming to Spokane Tower 118.3.
18.3, JetBlue 3825. Spokane Tower, good afternoon. JetBlue 3825 on the Arnav RP Zulu 21.
JetBlue 3825, Spokane Tower, with calm, runway 21, clear to land.
21 cleared land, JetBlue 3825. There we go. Now I've got the poppies, finally. Look how it's doing that. Absolutely cool. Absolutely cool. Landing checklist. Landing, Econom landing no blue.
Request taxi to the active VFR to the north.
Wow, that's doing it so well. Look at that. So 5,000 missed approach altitude is set.
Walker 538, right in ground, runway 34, taxi via, from where, taxi via Alpha and...
Unfortunately, I don't have that mapped. Normally don't do that.
Taxi 34 via Alpha,
there we go.
Walker 538.
Manual flights. Let's have some fun. Yeah, Aviator, I placed the camera differently. I thought maybe it's not a good idea to have you see my chest hair. Especially when you're using the yoke. Right, look at the guidance, still really cool. There we go, now it reverts to heading. And vertical speed. Oh, where's all the call-outs? I don't have any call-outs. Go on. Right, got spoilers. But no decel, manual brakes. Now that's how pros do it. Is that Charlie? Ah, I'm gonna cross that. He didn't say hold short, so we're gonna cross that. Gator, thank you much. Yeah, the problem is now with the sounds, I dialed in, I don't know, I dialed down some sound and there's no EGPD, EPGWS. When that happens, you realize how much you actually rely on those call-outs. Right, let's take Alpha 5. Flaps coming up. Yes, I'm using that BBS sound pack. And they told you to dial down all of the sounds apart from...
JetBlue 3825, taxi to the terminal via Alpha, cross runway 26 at Alpha, monitor ground.
Monitor ground, cross 26 at Alpha, and to the ramp, JetBlue 3825. Thank you. Yeah, that was a bit weird. I don't know. I missed the minimum call out. That's the first one. That's when I realized something wasn't working correctly.
Reading tower, walk clock.
So we're gonna go with
34, ready for takeoff. Be far to the north.
yeah.
38, Reading tower.
So that is on.
Approved, runway 34, clear for takeoff.
Straight out departure approved. Clear for takeoff. Runway.
That's the
34,
only one
walk
that's
clock
supposed to be
38.
on, so that you hear the call-outs. So I'm a bit confused now. Why? Solar Wings, good night to you. Yeah, maybe see you on Saturday then. Right, cleared across. Runway is clear. Strobes remain on for now. Really? Wow. I find that a bit unsafe, to be honest. Or maybe unless the first officer calls out the deviation or the height of the ground. But I really think in order not to have too many hard landings, you should have those call-outs available. So, where are we going to park? Doesn't really matter. It's somewhere over here. But again, the RNP approach, the Toliss managed that really well. I just don't know why the auto brake didn't come on. Spoilers were there, so... I mean, we can do a replay, can't we? Or 2 or 3. Right. Haley. Peter, yeah, thank you much. Thanks for watching. Lee, let me know when you can do a shared flight as well, please, before I have to go back to work. Oh, a long aircraft here. Just make sure that a bit careful there. Right, APU is running. APU bleed on. 3 minutes cooldown is confirmed. Yeah, oh, hot brakes. Yeah, we were heavy, so. And for some reason, the auto brakes just did not reach the decel light, so. There we go. Cool. Nice. Another very enjoyable flight here on PilotEdge. Love it. Parking checklist. We have the APU bleed on. Electric pump is off. Engines off. Oh yeah, there we go. Look, now we have 2 minutes cooling time. So now, of course, the engine startup would take a lot longer, even with the dual cooling switch. Seatbelts off. Parking brake as required is currently on, and the radar predictive indicator is off as well. There we go. It's doing that all automatically. Very nice. Oh yeah, but hang on. If you do a replay now, it probably has the doors open, doesn't it? Let me force it closed, and then we can do replay. But I need to log off PilotEdge first of all. Then I want to have all the doors closed. Hang on. Doors. Can we have all closed? Close. Close. I think the rest is closed anyways. So I'm just going to wait until they're closed. They are closed, so now let's go with toggle replay mode. Let's have a look again at the landing without callouts. Tower view. Oh, tower view. Three minutes cooling. Yeah, 3 minutes. There we go. I kind of eased my way down to the runway again because I didn't have any, and my reverse button doesn't work sometimes.
Now that's how pros do it.
That's really annoying. Oops. Right, let's do this. There you go. Yeah, mate, more like 3-step flare. How do we go? Oh, we'll do a passenger view as well, Bill. Yeah. We'll do that as well. Hang on. Then you get an impression of what the landing was like in the cabin. Not bad. I'm happy with that. All right, let's do. Yoda, get out of here. Yeah, manual braking, exactly. That's where the smoke comes from. Yeah. Say what you like, but I do like these replays, as you can see. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I like it. Okay, cool. So, there we have it. A lovely flight from Phoenix to Spokane in Oregon. Oh, sure, Adrico. Yeah, sure. No.
Good night, black box.
Is that a military field or something, or a private one there? Yeah, but you get an idea of the surroundings. For the Americans, what is Spokane known for? Why do people come here? Is it Washington? Hang on. Oregon, Washington? Hang on. Is it Washington? Okay, disregard. So Washington State. Sorry, not Oregon. Washington. Yeah, but what? Why do people come here? Bing Crosby. Okay. For someone who lives... Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, you must know then. My bad. So Washington State. Lucas says, could I then kindly request a flight to Bremen or Frankfurt in one of the next streams? Love to see that. Hang on. Lucas says, with the GS approach. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Although it's fairly simplistic regarding the setup and so on. So all you want to see really... when you select the GLS approach, is that when you select the LS key, you get GLS instead of ILS indicating there. But the indications are pretty much the same as an ILS. A flight from what to Denver? Good lord, that's a long-range flight. I normally don't do long-range flights unless it's like an event on VATSIM or so. So you're gonna have to wait, I'm afraid, until we do the next long-range flight. Oh really? So it's one of the affordable places in the US to move in the US. Is it still that expensive? I thought the prices have corrected somewhat. Green Bay? What's Green Bay? Never heard of that.
Good night, Black Box.
All right. Okay, next stream is on Friday. So thanks so much for watching. See you again soon. Again, B, thanks again for the donation. Thank you so much. Yeah, MCK, see you tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, I'll have 2 coffees before we fly. Oh, and MCK, you need to let me know what routing, because I need to see if I have the scenery. Mighty moderators, thank you so much for all the help, as always. Take care. Thank you, Gator. Thanks for watching. Teo, thank you so much. And good night to everyone. Take care.